welcome in, and welcome back to the Down South Philly Show. I am your co-host, DP. Dom could join us a little later in the show. How y'all feeling today? Before we get started, let's get some housekeeping done. First things first, this show is powered by the Sports Lounge Media. Do me a favor, go ahead and go subscribe to the YouTube channel first. I need you to go subscribe to Sports Lounge Media. I need you to go subscribe to the Down South Philly Show. This episode is also being streamed on Twitch, and I think that's it. Twitch and those two channels. So go ahead and sub us up. Much appreciated. Today, I don't want to keep y'all long today. We actually got a short show. Um, there's been a few moves in the NFL, but let's start off with the Birds and what we did. This week is been kind of quiet, but it wouldn't be a Philadelphia Eagles week without some rumors surrounding potential pickups. So the first thing we all know, it's no secret that Trey Hendrickson um unhappy with the Bengals. Who isn't these days outside of Joe Burrow and company? Um, Obviously, this man has led the league in sacks the past 2 years, I believe. Just been a dog off the edge, and I believe all his guaranteed money is gone. Searching for a new deal. Still under contract for one more year, so he hasn't reported to camp. So the Bengals traditionally is one of those organizations where they don't necessarily like to pay their guys top of the market. Obviously, this offseason they went ahead and broke the bank, paying two wide receivers in T. Higgins and Chase. They had to pay Chase. I'm a little surprised that they paid T. Higgins, but nevertheless, they here. Um, Defense underwhelmed last year. Some might say that was their Achilles heel for why they didn't even make or get a chance to go on a playoff run. So Trey Hendrickson is rumored to be on the trade block. I don't know what's going to happen right now. We're in that part of the season where mandatory mini camps have kicked off or are about to kick off for most teams, if not already. So this is when, I guess, when we talk about leverage, it's possible that Trey has a little bit of leverage, even though ultimately we know that the organization holds the power because they have him under contract. Now he can sit out for as long as he wants to, but at a certain point, he's gonna start getting fined, which obviously this is probably playing the long game. So I'll be interested to see how this turns out. But if Howie can do it, I wouldn't be opposed to it. We all know that as Eagles fans, we've been kind of spoiled when it comes to top talent. Whenever we hear that's a top free agent or somebody disgruntled, we start rubbing our hands, right? Because we know that Howie could potentially make that move, make that call. I like our young guys though. I'm a fan of our young guys. I believe we have enough to not need Trey, but hey, it's a luxury piece. If we can get him for a good price, maybe on the 1 year rental, why not? He's a vet. He knows how to rush the passer. We are an attractive site for a player of his caliber because, for one, we just won the Super Bowl. We're trying to get back. We 1 or 2 pieces away from being bulletproof. Uh, I think the addition the addition of a player like Trey, there you go.
Yo,
What's
yo,
going on with you?
what's going on?
Man, just chopping it up. You right on time. I was just talking about what the addition of a player like Trey Hendrickson could mean for Philly. Basically, for me, I was just saying that I believe in what we got in house, but making a move like this obviously just makes you that much better. And then, um, we both a fan of depth, so from that standpoint, I would be cool with it too, just as long as the numbers make sense. How you feel about adding Trey potentially adding Trey to the team?
Well, for me, for like positions like that I feel like we already solid at, and I'm kind of like, I mean, if they get him, hey, join the party. If we don't get him, I feel like we good. But like you said, I'm always a fan of having depth because if somebody go down, um, you know, things start getting slim. People start asking questions. This person down. Where we gonna get the production from or whatever. So I'm always a fan of depth. So I'm not opposed to it. But if we don't get them, I feel like we straight. Like I said, the main thing about this season is just staying healthy, man.
Yeah, man. We don't want to get to that part of the season where we got two or three people in the same position hurt, and we got to call Joe Blow up from the practice squad to play significant minutes. And as we look at our schedule, we don't have too many gimmies on us, so all our
Exactly.
games for the most part are gonna count. Not to say that any regular season game don't count, but we really don't have no room for error with the schedule that we got to drop a game or two just based off the fact that we ain't have our guys in.
I agree.
But yeah, like you said, if we get them, we get them. If not, oh well. But this next
How
one
long?
though,
How long he been in the league?
I don't think it's been 10 years, but we're right
Close.
under it. Yeah, yeah, he one of them vets. So I mean, we lacking that on the defensive side of the ball, but I don't think we necessarily need it. But he would feel that like BG type role for us,
Yeah.
but we don't necessarily need him to play 80% of the snaps. But when he get in, he gonna make a difference.
Right. Yeah. That's one of them. One of those players or moves like that is one of them. Like something happened during the season, and you just glad you got him. You're like, man,
Right.
glad we went and got Trey. We ain't see this coming, type of thing or whatever. But hopefully that don't happen. But like I said, if we get him, we get him. If we don't, we don't. I'm always fan. I don't know his like personality or nothing like that, but I'm always a fan of a good vet in the locker room as well.
Especially one that can produce like he been producing
Mm,
for a
yep.
couple years. But that made me this really ain't got much to do with that. Matter of fact, this last season, but it made me think of um when we had Devin White and we ended up ultimately releasing him because he wanted to be released. But damn, would it have been dope on his end to stay on the team because ultimately he would end up getting playing time. He would have got Burke snaps
Yeah.
and turned that into a bag.
Yep.
But he
He would have
dropped
got the bag he was looking for. Him and him and Hodge both like they both kind of like would have been in a perfect situation to get the bag that they was leaving to get. They would have got if they stayed. Now they would have got it from more than likely other teams, but they would have got it.
it would have your favorite term, they fumbled the bag.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, they did for sure.
But that leads me into the next off-season move that happened. So the Green Bay Packers released Jair Alexander a couple days ago.
Hmm.
Not a real big shocker. When healthy, he's one of the top guys in the league at the cornerback position. But like I said, when healthy, he's one of those that either stayed hurt and ultimately ended up being crazy expensive. I think this move kind of makes sense for us too. And I know as Philly fans, we can be kind of spoiled every time a good player pop up. We rubbing our hands together like baby, because we know that Howie could potentially make that move. But what you think about Jair Alexander getting released and him possibly joining us in Philly?
Hey, I'm down for it. I've been saying this all off season. depth, especially at the cornerback position. I feel like that's the I'm pretty much good with what we got. I still want to see what happened in camp and preseason, but I'm thinking that Keely will be able to hold it down, and we got a Dory too. But like I said, my only thing is outside of that, like one person go down, like we dang near screwed. Cause I don't even want to say no names, but and jinx nobody. But if one person go down, it's like we down to Dory and Keely or something like that, or Keely and Q and Dory going like it's one. I feel like that position is like one injury away from skating on thin ice. So and last year I didn't feel like that because we had Quinion and we had Slay, but I really liked the Isaiah Rogers a lot. Like soon as we signed him, I was like, yeah, he. And then if y'all remember, Isaiah Rogers really was supposed to start the season over Quinion. Like that's how much he was balling out in camp. He won the job over Quinion, but he got hurt, so he kind of missed them first two games. But so I was cool with that, and then I was cool with Isaiah and Keely being the backups. I felt like anything behind, I feel like we wouldn't have had that many injuries where it went beyond those two. But now I feel like look, like that position is one injury away from really just being on two people. Now we kind of know that they talking about putting Coop on the outside in base formation, but still, even then, it's like, all right, so who gonna be playing inside? So now the inside is like one injury away from being down.
To
So
be real, that make it even scarier because now Coop go down. That's two positions.
exactly. Yeah, for real, that's two positions. So I feel like if we get somebody like Giant Alexander, certain formations, hey, he can come. Let's say he got a starting role. Now boom, we got Cooper. Where he already, well, we already know he playing strong at. He already playing good in the slot, so we good right there. And then boom, if Jair is known for not finishing the season, but if he go down, I'm good with the Dorian and Keely being able to come in, or Coop kicking back out to the outside, or Jair can come over here and he ain't even necessarily got to start. He could be that Isaiah Rogers role, come in when we need you, or come in for certain packages or whatever. I mean, it's whatever Fangio see fit and how he want to use them. But I just and he a great player and he a smart player when he on the field. I just feel like the more bodies, the better, and that's a savvy vet right there. So he can't do nothing but help.
And I think just to piggyback off what you said, we wouldn't necessarily need him to come in and be like a every down player. We need him to one be a vet in that locker room and in that room position room, but we don't necessarily need him to play every snap. So I think that would be a bonus for him to come to a place like Philly where he don't necessarily need to play every snap because he's proven that he really ain't able to do that from a availability standpoint. Um, but it would be interesting to see because I heard some reports saying that, and they don't have no idea what they talking about, but let the media tell it. He want 19 to 20 million to play. Now, if that's true, he won't be playing in Philly. Um, but I don't suspect
19
that it
to
would cost that
20,
much.
19 to 20 million, he might not be playing nowhere. But a lot of times a lot of times when these type players like requesting a lot of money, they end up sitting for a while and then they end
Hmm.
up bringing their price down. So it could be a situation like that. But I'm sure there's a lot of teams that says a lot. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but they say there's a handful of teams that already been calling about him. So I'm sure it is. But um, it's gonna be up to him to decide where he want to go. Um,
Hmm.
this is one thing I know about Philly. If Howie want Jair Alexander, he'll go get him.
He gonna get him.
He'll get him. It's almost like nothing nobody else really can do about it because he gonna
Hmm.
offer him what he want to offer him. He gonna tell him what he want to hear. Howie the type of GM, he gonna call you personally. He ain't know you talking to our people, my people. Nah, Howie gonna call you. What's up, player? Come over here and get you a ring real quick. But nah, yeah, I wouldn't mind him coming to Philly, man. Like you said, that'd be another great vet for the locker room. I think he'll. And then a lot of times too, players, they mess around to come to Philly. He might stay healthy the whole season.
He might,
You know what I'm saying? So
because ultimately he probably would be on the prove it deal. So
exactly.
it would it almost made too much sense. So I don't know. We'll
And it's
see.
kind of like it's right there for the getting. It's kind of like, dang, we need a corner. All
Hmm.
right, dang. Cause to be real, I really like I had said, I wanted Gilmore to come in and just be a backup. I don't want him to come over here and start. You know what I'm saying? Just come be a backup if we need you. And he the type of player that can hold it down for a few games until who the starter get back. Um, I I mean, I really the thing I like Jalen Ramsey, but I don't really like the person, like the personality. I don't think his personality necessarily a fit for the like. It's like we just got rid of CJ GJ. Like, why we gonna bring Jalen?
Bring it
Why
back
we gonna? Yeah, why we would bring Jalen Ramsey over here? But I mean,
and
um,
potentially have friction between him and Vic.
yeah, that too. Yep, that too. That's a big thing too. So, but by him deciding to come, it's like you got to be bought in at this point. You already seen how the system worked when it came to Philly. It wasn't Fangio. It was the Dolphins. It was y'all players. So I mean, if he
Hmm.
can't see that with his own two eyes, but yeah, I really don't want Jalen Ramsey anyway. But like now, if we could get him without the extra stuff that come with him, hey, I'll take him for the skill set and the player. But he got too much stuff with him. I'd rather just roll with what we got. But I just hate to be in a situation where we waiting until something happened and now we at the trade deadline trying to trade for a corner or something like that.
Now we got Dirty Mike and the boys on the back end.
Yeah, now they got to come in and learn the playbook. They got to learn, and then like not only are you learning the playbook, you got to learn how to play off your other players around you, stuff like that. Like a lot of stuff like that take time. That's one reason why I feel like when Kevin Byard came over here and played safety, like we already was a bad defense. Now you got to come learn the defense, and you got to learn how to play with the people around you. It's like there was too much, man. Nobody would have been able to come in here and put a band-aid on that, man.
Nah, it feel like that was 10 years ago at this point, but yeah, 2 years ago we was in a bad way. Um, but what a difference a year make? Cause that
But
without that year, we don't have last year.
exactly, them boys came back motivated. They gotta treat. I mean, they already know this, but they gotta treat this off season like how they treated last off season. Like they just lost their last how many ever games we lost, and then um go home. Cause man, when camping and all that, man, everybody was at camp and stuff. So volunteer everything. So I just feel like a lot of these guys got older now. They stepping up in leadership role, and this is the we seeing the new guys come up. It's like Jason Kelsey and all them boys gone. Like these are new Jason Kelseys and people who gonna have those roles now. We seeing them develop right in front of our eyes.
You know what's dope though? Like the way speaking of Howie, just the way that he take care of his guys
For sure.
and and early, where for one, it's gonna be as cheap as
Save money.
possible. And for two, you don't have nobody just disgruntled or holding out of camp. Cause you see
Right.
around the league, you got players like we brought up Trey Henderson, Scary Terry,
Mm,
um, and there's some more people that's holding out. We don't really see that in Philly. And if it's a situation where a player got to hold out, they probably about to get traded anyway.
yeah, for sure.
Um, so
I,
I think it's just
I,
dope. That's just a testament to our front office that they go ahead and nip stuff in the bud. Like we win the Super Bowl, and then we go ahead and extend Saquon when this ain't but his first year. So I
yeah.
mean, he do stuff like that.
Exactly, man. How we be, man? They got to do a study on this dude. They got to do a documentary on like Howie and like the Eagles organization, like they really be on. Because I know it's not just Howie. Like people gotta understand, it's a team that's getting this stuff done. Howie just kind of the face of it.
Hmm.
Um, and he kind of probably a lot of the brains behind it, but I'm sure he got a team. It ain't just him. It ain't no way no one man just pulling off all the stuff how he doing. And I think how he just like his personality get him a long way too, and how he handle business. But um, yeah, man, they got to do like a study on Howie.
Well, for one, I don't know if you seen the news, but Philly getting a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, you talking about so they got a documentary type thing coming out, and then they got the other thing. The what's the other
Hard
thing?
Knocks. Hard
All right,
Knocks coming
yeah,
out too.
yeah, I
That's
seen that.
that's with
They
the
both.
whole division. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I think it's gonna be dope, but I don't like them cameras and stuff being in the locker room, man. We don't need the extra distractions, man.
yeah, yeah.
But I
That
mean,
that always is a cause for concern.
yeah, but from a like a getting to see like behind the scenes type stuff, I think that'd be dope. But for me personally, I'd rather not see behind the scenes. Just go ahead and win some games. I don't even need to see
Facts.
all that.
I think they team like in house do a good enough job for me. Like the stuff that they
Yeah,
do and
show
release like
media team.
after the fact, like they be doing that unscripted. That be dope. That's all I need.
Yeah,
Stuff that the cameras is there, but they not really there like a hard knocks gonna be
right,
all in the way and stuff. And then I think the way this one work, they gonna come in the middle of the season and go to the end, which is like the meat of the season. Like if you gonna do it, come in the beginning where like we ain't even got our stuff together yet, and y'all be gone by the time we need to click.
right. But I don't know though, cause I might like the middle of the season better from the standpoint of like I feel like the beginning of the season is where you building your chemistry. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't want them like messing that up, being all in the way, and now we can't get down what we need to get down. If you coming in the middle of the season, we already established. Like you might be a little bit in the way, but bro, we already rolling. Like yeah, it's gonna be hard to stop that train. You coming in the beginning of the season, you messing up the training camp and the chemistry and stuff. We might be over here trying to hide stuff from the cameras, whatever. But once the season get rolling, it's like everything already installed. Y'all just kind of seeing what's going on. So I think I might like that. But the what you just said, I like the fact that they would already be gone by the middle of the season. I like that part, but at the same time, it's kind of like I think they'll get in the way in the early in the season, man. I don't want that messing up that chemistry, that building that foundation, cause this where it started.
you know what I think? I think they wanted to get because we play Washington
Yeah,
two times in 3 weeks. I think they wanted to get that because they think that it's probably gonna end up coming down to one of us for the division.
yeah. I think they overthought that. I think they
Hmm.
overthought that whole thing. They should have had. That first game Washington that we played Washington, that should have been the last time we played Washington. And then the
We should have played. We should be playing them week one to be real.
I wouldn't mind if we was playing in week one, but I mean, I just feel like I really don't care when we play them. They should have just had it earlier in the season, like within the first 10 games.
Yeah, but it is what it is. We didn't already went through that schedule, and like I said, I feel like that's gonna be 13 wins if we can stay healthy. But I wanted to get in the main reason why we here tonight. We gotta talk about that bad man that we drafted from Georgia, Baby Rhino,
If you
Jalen
really
Carter,
think about it, if you really think about it, all the Jalen's bad.
all of them, especially the ones that play in Philly, all of them bad.
Hmm.
But this one right here, he was an instant fan favorite. He fell. It's crazy to say that he fell, but he fell to number 9 where we drafted him because of some off the field stuff. They thought he would be potentially a risk and a distraction. All the stuff that could happen to players. I don't know why this right here, but I'm about to take
So
that
what year
out.
it was 22.
22. He came in. He can't. No, he came in. He came in. His first year was the year we had to collapse in 23.
Yeah,
He
20.
came in right after
Yeah,
we went to
yeah,
the Super
23,
Bowl.
24. Yeah, all right. So yeah. So
So
who was the first pick in the draft?
I
20
don't even know. 23.
quarterback. Oh, was it Stroud?
It
That's the
probably
draft
was.
Stroud was in. I mean, not Stroud, but old boy that went to Carolina, and Stroud was second. Was
Bryce.
that year?
Yep. Yep. That was the
Yeah.
Bryce.
Okay.
That was the Bryson Stroud. and
Yeah,
Will Anderson went third.
yeah,
So
Will. Yeah, they
the
messed.
scene was set. They had some dogs in that draft. So I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
he ended up falling to us right after we went to the Super Bowl, which was it just seemed like stuff was aligning. Um, right out the bat, he make an impact. We already seen everything that they said he was gonna be positive. He ended up being, and on top of that, he came into a locker room with Fletcher Cox
Yeah,
and a whole bunch of other vets that was able to like train him up and show him exactly how to be a pro.
how to
So
be a.
you fast forward to 24, and it just seemed like he was able to just build and put it together.
Yeah, what
And
people.
go ahead.
No, I was about to say people gotta understand. He ain't even like this is the tip of the iceberg
Facts. So he still, I think this is gonna be year 3 for him. Going into year 3 for him. Super Bowl champion. Siegel handily, if you think about it, he kind of saved our season when he made them 2 huge plays back to back against the Rams.
for sure.
Ultimately down the stretch, he put the pressure on Stafford that made him sail the ball. So he everything that we thought he would be. Yeah, appreciate that, David. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Um, he everything that we thought he would be as a defensive tackle. Um, and it's dope to see him slowly becoming a leader in his in this defense. It's crazy to think that he damn near one of the old heads now, but that's exactly the position that he find himself in. One, because of this is going into his 3rd year, so technically he is a vet, but he a champion. He know how to play the position at a very high level, and now he got guys that's looking up to him. And he
Sure.
got the benefit of playing with 2 teammates in Jordan Davis and um Nolan
No.
Smith that kind of came in around the same time. I think Nolan was drafted the same draft as him. Jordan Davis was drafted a year before him. So he got everything that he need right now to succeed. And then you couple all of that with the fact that we finally got great linebackers and Vic Fangio with a hell of a scheme. So I expect big things out of him this year. If he can, we got to keep saying it. If health isn't an issue, the sky is the limit.
Mm-hmm. Um, I think, man, I can't wait. Like I was just saying, this is the tip of the iceberg. Like he just going into year 3. Can you imagine him like year 4, year 5 when he really start getting in his bag? Cause like that's when you really start knowing your position. You can see everything offense is gonna do dang near. It's like, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. But even this year, I think this is gonna be a good season. I think we about to see our best year yet out of Jordan Davis, and by us getting that out of Jordan Davis, it ain't gonna do nothing but elevate Jalen Carter game even more because he play right beside him.
Man, that's gonna be a nasty combo because you got Jordan Davis who slimmed down. We already suspect him to. I don't even know if you can call this a breakout year because he been balling too since he been in the league.
Jordan
Jordan
Davis,
Davis, yeah, he
yeah, I
been
think
balling for.
he can still have a breakout year.
So I mean, he got a chance to get even better. He got one of the best defensive tackles in the league right beside him, and then the young boys that's under him, they ain't no slouch. So I'm sure that's putting a fire under him too, because you got players like Ajomo who balled out last year. You got a rookie in Ty Robinson who I hear turning heads in camp is still to be seen what he gonna do. But we got a nice little nucleus of young talent mixed with Jordan Davis is the oldest player on the defense, ain't it?
I think so.
That's crazy. Cause
I think,
this will be year 4 for him. If
yeah,
this if this by if this his third, if this Jalen Carter 3rd year, this got to be his 4th.
I think it's him and Reed Blankenship, if I ain't mistaken.
Man,
Like who been on the team? Like I mean, on not the team, but like the defense, like the longest or whatever. But and you forgetting one thing about all that stuff you name about, you know, basically saying iron sharper iron with all them players you named who playing with each other. One thing that you forgot to mention is they going up against the best offensive line in the league. That ain't gonna do
That's a
nothing but
fact.
make them even better.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's underrated actually in this whole development is the fact that both sides of the ball going up against top units on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Which is one reason why I think Quinion was so good last season
Mhm.
because he was going against AJ and Smitty in camp, and he was making it a point to go against them boys as much as much as he could. Like they were saying, he messed up on the rep. Hey, we got to get that back.
Man, he came out the gate. He came fresh out the pack, a dog.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can never predict that. But it's dope to see like not only did he come fresh out the pack, but Cooper Cooper DeJean, he I mean he got hurt. If it wasn't for him getting hurt, he probably start week 1 too. But for us to have our number 1 and number 2 second round, first and second round picks
Yeah,
not only contribute but start and make an
yeah.
impact in this league.
That whole draft class, kind of like panned out early. Well, as far as last season, like people
Mhm.
always could just have a flash in the pan season, but I mean, like we got production out of Hunt. Who else? Who else was in that class? Oh, I mean, he ain't really
Jomo?
get nah. Jomo
Or
was
was that last he was the year
nah.
before?
Jomo was already on the team. I think this a Jomo third
Oh,
season, third or fourth season,
no, you
something.
right. You right. He at least got drafted 2 years ago.
Yeah, he might have got we might have got him in the Jordan Davis draft for the one before it. But dang, what was I about to say? Hey, what you expect out of what you think Jalen Carter can add to his game? Like what you want to see from him this season that you might not seen yet, or maybe you seen out of other players that play his position. You like, yeah, once he do this or add this to his game or whatever. Is there anything that you could think of?
Man, it's hard for me to poke holes in his game because I think the only thing earlier he was kind of seeming like a hothead a little bit, but he not a hothead. And to be honest, if it's any position on the field I want to see nasty out of, it's
Is
my D
D line?
tackle.
Yeah,
I want him to be a little disrespectful if they can be.
exactly. He got the right little amount of
Yeah,
he handled it for the most part.
right.
But he getting older too, so I mean, I think as he get into like year 4, year 5, you'll start to see that more maturity out of him. But he's still young right now. He balling, but as he see more, play more, and stuff like that, he'll get the maturity to him. I just like the fact that like he the next guy up. He gonna be around. He gonna be the guy who end up passing the torch on to the next guy that come in, just like Fletcher and them boys did. So and just like before them, we had like Trent Cole and them boys. So
I don't know if
I
it's
like the way that we.
anything. I don't know if it's anything that I would want him to get better at. I mean, he already seemed to be getting better, and he already do so much. Like he turned the ball over, he stopped the run, he rushed the passer. So I mean, it's hard for me to pick something that I would want him to do better. Realistically, if
Right.
if he don't get no better than he is right now, I'd be cool with that.
For sure.
That's how good he is. Like he
For
literally
sure.
don't have to get no better. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, we expect him to
His
get better.
his
We
his
project him
floor is
to.
basically a lot of players' ceiling.
Facts. Facts. So I mean, that's if anything, like I would probably have more to say about a Jordan Davis, and that ain't even necessarily his fault. It's just how we use him.
Yeah.
I,
And even with Jalen Carter, I we would see like if like Jordan Davis or whoever playing beside him is like balling out, we'll see more sacks out of Jalen Carter because now he always getting double teamed now,
mhm.
um, because of how good he is or whatever. But when they can't slide the line one way or the other because everybody getting off, and then now you got to also remember we got Nolan coming along as well, and Jalen. So we probably getting to the point now where. Hey, y'all might have to go against Jalen Carter 101.
and they don't want to do that. Damn, they don't want to do that.
But you had to figure something out.
Yeah, I don't. It's real hard for me to pick something for him to
I think
necessarily be better
I
at.
think one thing about Jalen Carter's game is and we kind of saw it last season, but long as he continue to as long as he continue to keep up like his endurance and stuff like that, just like Jordan Davis, like where they ain't gotta take you off the field as much and stuff like that. Hold on.
And under that's a good point. So under in Fangio's scheme, if y'all really pay attention to his scheme, he demands a lot out of his defensive tackles. And what I mean by that is like his snap count is pretty much it's pretty high for a defensive tackle. So what does that require from a D tackle? You got to be in shape. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of a Jordan Davis. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of a Jalen Carter, in that they don't really, um, well, Jalen Carter specifically, he didn't come off the field last year, not really. Um, so he already has proven, if there's anything in his game that I would have poked a hole in, it would have been possibly conditioning. But Jalen Carter proved last year that ain't no issue
Nah,
because
that's why I'm saying he gotta be consistent with that though.
yeah,
Cause I think
he,
like the year before they were saying there was like one thing that he needed to work on. So him and Jordan Davis both worked on that, and but they gotta be year in and year out, and you gotta get better at it because the more you get used year after year, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna start to take a toll on you. So you gotta be mindful of just basically taking care of their body and making sure they stay conditioned. But if we can have man, if Jordan Davis work out, man, this joint could be crazy.
nasty. So I suspect that obviously Jalen Carter gonna get a nice little bag next year. Excuse me. Um, I think Howie gonna end up paying him early like he do all his other
Got
dogs.
to.
I'm not sure about Jordan Davis. It'll be similar to if Jordan Davis get off this year and have a Milton Williams year, he probably gone. If he have a decent year and is willing to not take top dollar, then he'll probably stick around, especially with like the culture that we have and the rest of his teammates from Georgia being here. I don't know how much that would play into it, but if he ball out, he gone. He all but gone, I think, because we can't
Well,
afford to pay him both.
well, in that case, I hope he gone then. If we ever in a scenario where if a player ball out and they gonna be gone the next season, I'm always for him being gone. I'm always for him being gone.
Because that means he had a hell of a season.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that somebody trying to break the bank on doggone Jordan Davis.
But yeah, I mean, we saw it out of Milton Williams basically right away. Like he flashed. He was very similar to Sweat. And when he came in, like we saw flashes in preseason right away. And he just kept getting better. And then I think it's easy for people to have recency bias about Milton Williams in the Super Bowl when they saw him getting off. But it wasn't like, I mean, we seen him do what he did his whole career here in Philly, right?
Right.
Last year.
Yeah, we been
But
talking about him.
but it just seemed like everything came together perfectly in the Super Bowl, and he
Yeah,
did it
yeah.
on the biggest stage when it mattered the most.
That's what got on the bag.
Mhm.
I seen somebody said Mid Williams. What did they say? They said something along the lines of Jalen Carter got Milton Williams paid. Milton Williams got Milton Williams paid. What are you talking about? Like sometimes I'd be listening to like other Eagles fans. I'd be like, what is you talking about? Milton Williams got Milton Williams paid. That man balling out regardless of who was on the field beside him.
And like I said, he was like you said, he was balling, he's been balling
And he
when he
been getting
came in
better
the
every
league.
year.
every year, every year. I remember that one play he made against Dallas, and that's why I felt like he kind of put the league on notice when he made that play against that offensive lineman in Dallas. And shoot, it, he turned it into a bag ultimately.
You heard what Fangio said when he first got here last year, and that was before the season. He was like, he wanted to get Million Williams down to Miami.
Hmm.
Like Million Williams, he been coming along. He just wasn't a starter. Like, look who was
And he
in.
was behind some dogs. Like sometimes you just gotta wait your turn.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like same thing what I felt like with N'Kobe Dean. N'Kobe Dean just was his rookie season. He was behind some dogs.
Hmm.
Kyle White I still love
Still a
watching.
dog.
Man, what?
Both of him and TJ Edwards.
Yeah, TJ Edwards. Yeah, TJ Edwards and Kyle White, man. But I love watching Kyle White play, man. That dude nasty, bro. He just
I wasn't familiar with his game until he came to Philly.
yeah, me either. But as soon as we had got him, I had went to go look at his highlights with LA. I was like, oh yeah, we good. We in good hands.
So yeah, we I feel like our defensive line as a whole is also in good hands. As long as we can we got to keep saying it, stay healthy. We got good coaches, not only position coaches and Clint Hurt, but defensive coordinators and just everything is a good situation, especially defensively. So I'm anxious to see this unit rush the passer because if we can kind of keep some of the momentum, if it's possible for us to pick up where we left off, which it never really happened that way, but if we can pick up where we left off somewhat in the playoffs, we'll be a nasty bunch.
Yeah, we just you know what I always say. We just got to come out the gate and try to win the first three to four games, whatever way we can, whether it's ugly or not. And once we get our feet up on us, if we already got some dubs, good luck. Good luck.
it's it's still crazy to believe that we started the season 2-2 and Eagles Nation thought it was over.
Man, look, we was the only one we running around here with fire hoses, putting fires out. Like, bro, y'all chill. We 2-2. Like, I know a lot of people were saying like they was feeling that way because we was 2-2, and then they was thinking about the last season. But I mean, I had already let the last season go. Like, and I kind of understood why the season went the way that it went. So I wasn't really holding that against nobody in the Eagles organization. Like, we moved on as 2-2. I wasn't expecting us to go 4-0. I wasn't expecting us to go 4-0. Maybe other people was, but I don't. I didn't feel no type of way about it. I knew we was gonna be straight, and I said it the whole season. Even when we came out of that Carolina game, where everybody was like, "Man, we almost lost to Carolina, bro. This the NFL. How many times we seen that? How many times we seen this Chiefs be balling all season, then they go play,
The Raiders.
yeah, whoever, and then they lose the game or something like that. It's like, bro, it's football. Them boys ain't gonna get up for every game, and you're not gonna win every game. And a lot of times you end up winning. The game you end up losing be to a game that you should have won, to a team that you should have beat. So
Happen every year.
I wasn't really tripping about none of them games.
But also, if you pay attention, like game one, you could already tell that the defense was way different and it was gonna play way different. Like I saw all I needed to see when we went to Brazil and played Green Bay.
Nah, what got me was that Saints game.
Oh yeah, we turned
What
up
got
for that one.
and the reason why that got me, like I understand what you're saying with the Green Bay game, because that kind of was showing you like the potential of the defense.
Hmm.
But what got me with the Saints game was the adjustments that Fangio made. When I seen, I was like, okay, because a lot of times you get defensive coordinators, you like, dang, they ain't made no kind of adjustments. Like, damn, we gonna keep doing like what that he made an adjustment immediately. Cause I going
Hmm.
into that game, I was like, bro, they about to run all. Cause remember the Falcons had ran all on us. We get
Hmm.
in the Saints game, they can't even run the ball. So I was like, all right, Fangio Mason. Like I knew we was in good hands then. So I was like, it wasn't no after that, it wasn't no worries for me. Like win, lose, or draw. Now I was mad we had I was mad how the Falcons game turned out, and what was the other game we lost? The Bucks game. But at the end of the day, I had faith that Fangio was gonna make some more adjustments. So and he did, and we didn't look back after that. What was that? That Bucks game.
It's crazy to believe that we was two drops away from only losing one game this season.
Yeah,
Like
for
the
sure.
Bucks game, probably the only game where
We
it
would have
was
just straight up
probably
lost.
yeah, it was gonna be a loss no matter what.
Yeah. And then if you think about it, even in that game, I think we was down AJ.
Yeah, we was down AJ,
Yeah, matter of
but
fact, we was at
might
down
have been
AJ
down
and
both.
I think we was down because Smitty got hurt in the Saints game.
Yeah,
Concussion.
his hand, he had that concussion. So yeah,
Yeah.
but you let Bucks fans tell it they own us.
Man, look, we about to somebody said something about Carolina. Hey, boy, I seen who it was. I was about to say, what Carolina fan in here listening for 46 minutes? but but yeah, man, that Saints game. I mean that not that Saints game, but that Bucks game. No, I know what I was about to say. You said the Bucks own us. Man, look, when we play the Bucks this season, if we healthy, we gonna bust them boys' head. We owe them, and they
Hmm.
keep. I hope we go in there healthy because they keep talking about what's they coach name?
Bowls.
Bowles, yeah, Bowles. Got hurt his number, but all right. Keep thinking that we matter, and he just beat him when we was healthy. We just lost
Hmm.
when we didn't have, he didn't have no wide receivers. And even at the end of that game, we started to click a little bit.
We we had it was some spots in that game. It just seemed like what at that time we still wasn't running the ball like we needed to do too.
Nah,
Um,
and we weren't tackling worth the nothing that game. That's when your boy was still on the field, Maddox. That's
hey,
my dog.
Mattis came through in the Super Bowl though.
Yeah, he did. I wish he would have picked it and took it to the crib.
Ooh,
That would have been the best send off ever.
yeah, he'd have got paid off of that. He'd have got paid off of that one play. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just ready for the season to start. It seemed like it's a lot of things. Let me see. Said Keely Ringo might not be ready. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
My
I ain't
thought,
gonna. He might not be, but I ain't gonna just say that he ain't because I don't know.
yeah. I think I saw him make plays when he came in last year, right? So obviously, Rogers, he made a hell of a lot of plays for us in crunch time last year when it seemed like Slay was going out every week for a couple plays. But Ringo, when he came in, he made plays too. So
He did. Ringo made plays. Remember, he made plays when he came in the season before that too.
yeah. So I mean, it's nothing that I've seen that suggests that he don't have a shot to go ahead and take this position. And obviously, since we haven't made a move yet, they've seen enough out of what we have in house so far. Obviously, once they put the pads on, we'll see exactly what they think of what. But he got just as good a chance to win that starting role as anybody right now.
Yeah, if man, look, this is how I feel about it. I believe in Fangio. So if Fangio put him out there and he's starting week 1, I ain't worried about it. And this is what y'all gotta understand as well, because this is what Eagles fans do. Week 1, Keely Ringo get out there, he give up a touchdown or something. People
Oh,
act like at
I
the
knew
end
it.
of the
I
I
knew it.
see it. Keely
He
Ringo ain't
trash.
ready. Get him out of there, bro. It's the NFL. Week 1 at that. Like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why y'all be doing what y'all was doing when we was 2-2, acting like the sky was falling. Bro, he gonna give up touchdowns.
They wanted the bench hurts. They wanted to fire Nick. The sky was falling. Vic
Uh
ain't know what he was doing.
Nolan Smith was a bust.
Dean
Dean was a bust.
trash. Ed Reed Blankenship need to hang him up.
Hey, they was trying to throw half the team away. We the whole time we like, bro, y'all need to chill, bro.
Just chill, man. We 2-2. They
Two
had
and
like we was 0-4.
yeah.
But yeah,
Nah, and then like people also gotta understand Keely Ringo hell, he probably could have played another year in college. Like I think
He young.
he a year younger than Quinion Mitchell.
Mhm.
So you understand he's still growing and developing as well. But I think he's gonna be solid. You know what? You know who Keely Ringo remind me of, and I think if we let him go, we like I guess we'll if he got something in him, Fangio will get it out of him. But somebody that I really liked, I never really wanted to let go. What's my dog name who went to
Razul Douglas.
Rasul Douglas? Bruh, Rasul Douglas, like even when he played for us, he was balling. Like one player I always remember is that. Remember that Dallas game
Mhm.
when he had tipped the ball up? Like he basically broke the pass up, but the ball just happened to get tipped up, and then old boy caught it and went in there a play away from being 4-0. I don't know about 4-0.
Yeah, because I don't know about that Bucks
We would have
game.
probably lost that Bucks game, but
Now,
we was a
when
play
you
away
when
from
you
winning
when you
that.
do when you do remember that Bucks game, remember Hurts miss Saquon downfield. That could have been a whole nother game had
Yeah,
we
right.
connected on
Yeah,
that
at the end
first
of the
drive.
game.
But
Yep,
maybe
you right.
that
At the end
could be what Moga talking about.
But yeah, so but yeah, man. If like I said, if Fangio got Keely Ringo out there week one, then I know we got us some.
He
But
earned it.
if Adoree out there, then hey, we Keely probably just a backup. Or if they go out there and trade for somebody,
We
well,
know
if they
for
go out
sure.
there and trade, if they go out there and trade for somebody, it's still hard for me to say that. It depends on what that person come in and they role end up being.
Yeah.
Cause like I keep saying, I feel like we need them anyway. So we need another body in there anyway. So
Hmm.
regardless of what them guys doing, Keely Ringo could be the next whoever. We need another body in there in case he go down.
I like Keely though. I hope he everything that
Yeah,
we drafted him to be.
I like him too. If he end up panning out, man, we could be set.
Man,
But you gotta also think this is my thing though, cause all right, boom, they talking about using Coop on the outside, which we know he can play any position on the field, so he can play on the outside. Who the hell gonna be like? And they just say in base, but what if boom, Coop could get out there and play on the outside, and they like, nah, we got to keep him outside. So who the hell gonna be playing that in the
Nick,
slot? Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Now I do I know he a safety, but I think Makuba would be good in the slot for sure. I think he'll be a good slot player, but you know, he's safety, so you know, they could switch stuff up. I know they asked one of the they might have asked Fangio, but I think he was like, yeah, he just getting safety reps right now, but I think he could play in the slot too.
hey,
But I mean, it's probably other people on the position. What's the other dude name? I think they were saying the dude what's it Matt?
Mac McWilliams.
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
he could possibly be
it
one.
could be, I don't know, but all I know is whoever's gonna be Fangio gonna put the best man out there for the job
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for them boys to put on pads. I'm ready for preseason. I'm ready for all of it.
for sure.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had on the docket for today. We ran through a few things, but some stuff that happened around the league though.
Hey, did Ramsey sign with the Ravens?
I don't think that's official.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's official. I think
At first
it's
I saw it, and then I seen people saying that basically what you saying it wasn't
yeah,
official.
because when I went to look, I couldn't find it nowhere. So
Yeah.
um,
And then I
it
seen the
could be
Ravens
in the
fan
works.
calling for Jair Alexander, so I was like,
Now
all
it
right.
could still be in the works. But
Right.
what I can say if that move is true, which is if y'all don't know, we're talking about Ramsey to the Ravens. That's a dope move for them.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
They had an amazing draft. They already had a top offense last year. Um, I think that puts them in a position. Well, I mean, shoot, puts them in. They was already a contender last year, so if anything, it puts them in
They've
the
been
running to compete.
they've been a contender. Man, that year to win the Super Bowl was 2 seasons ago when they had
Hmm.
that top defense, like top
They
three
got the
defense.
number one seed, didn't they?
Yeah, that was their chance to win it right there. Man, look, people always, and I hate doing this, but just since everybody else do it, I'm gonna do it. Hurts would have took that team to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, he would have. Hurts would have took that Ravens team to the Super Bowl for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
That team, they lost to KC, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Hurts would have took that team to the Super Bowl.
yeah. They love to do. They love to put salt on my boy name. Man, if you put Hurts on such and such team, they wouldn't even make it to the
But
playoff.
this is what I don't like about that. So the whole thing, all right, boom, that Ravens team, which was what 23,
Hmm.
23 season, the team that they had all season long, mind you, like you said, they had the number one seed. The whole season long, everybody was saying they was going. All right, this is their year. I'm talking about analysts, everybody.
They was
Soon as
dogging
they,
teams too.
huh?
They was dogging teams too in the regular season.
They was, and then did dang, what's his name? Did Lamar Jackson get MVP? Who got MVP?
He might have won MVP that season.
Yeah. So look, fast forward to last season, Jalen Hurts go win the Super Bowl. Well, if Lamar Jackson had a team like that, bro, he just had a team like that. What is y'all talking about? Then the next season, after he had a team like that, they go get Derrick Henry. Now we had Derrick Henry and they had Saquon. They would be like, "Well, y'all got Derrick Henry. They had
Hmm.
Saquon coming from the Giants, bruh. You can't shut up."
Can't win. Can't win with him, man. It,
Moving the goalposts.
before we, as soon as we get a player, he trash.
Oh
When
yeah,
we get off with said player, it's because he was on a super team.
man. What? As soon as we got Bradbury, oh yeah, he trash. Boom, he ball out all pro season.
Man, he was on a
Best
super
cornerback.
team.
We had the best cornerback duo in the league that year. Now then they want to. Who else? Who was the other player? Oh, nah, it wasn't.
They said
Dang.
that about Saquon. They said Saquon was washed
Yeah, they
when he
said
came.
Saquon too. It's somebody else too. Dang, who was it? But yeah, they said it about Saquon too. They was he Saquon watch. Even your boy Nick Rome. Yeah, I don't even think that's because some Chris Broussard was saying like that's like the 49ers getting McCaffrey, and he was like, nah, I don't think. It
Hmm.
took this man to the day, and then we got to the playoffs to say he was wrong. Dang, whole season went by. Saquon got 2,000 yards 5 weeks ago. You just not saying that.
That's how they do it, though. They'll hold on to whatever they take was to the bitter end.
Yeah, it just be funny how they be doing that. As soon as somebody else get a good team, they don't go. They got some kind of excuse for them. Bro, you already said Lamar light years better than Hurts. So if he that much better than him, and he got a defense like that, and the way he was playing, he couldn't take that team to the Super Bowl. I mean, it ain't something ain't adding up. Something ain't
Math
adding.
ain't
Like,
math.
I like Lamar, but I just think Lamar and Dak got the same issue. When they come to the
They not
playoffs,
clutch.
they just don't play the same. They ain't. They just I don't know. I think they just don't play good in like big games like that. Like Hurts is the opposite. It's a big game on the line.
He played
He
better.
he play his best game because you got
So
he do his thing in the regular season. Whatever might not be the most statty game. Some of them do, some of them don't. But he don't get no credit for the ones that is. But anyway, um, but when it comes to the postseason, you know what you're gonna get from him. But when it comes
every
to
time.
the postseason with Dak and Lamar, you know what you're gonna get from them. And then everybody want to live behind that excuse of, well, he got to play Mahomes. Okay,
It
what is
ain't bother Hurts.
exactly? If Lamar is what y'all say he is, playing Mahomes shouldn't matter.
Man,
And I think
we
why is that? I just think he just have he got to get over whatever he going through. And I don't know if
he gotta
it's
get
just
over the hump.
yeah. I don't know if it's just him, a combination of stuff, other stuff they be doing with the team. I know he definitely contributing to it because he threw what two? No, he threw an interception. And he fumbled. You can't have two
Hmm.
turnovers in the postseason and expect to win.
Nah,
But
it's definitely a coaching thing too, though, because we called it earlier in the year where all the
running
games they
ball,
lose is games that they don't commit to the run like they need to. So
yep.
you combine the fact that it's like they want the game to be won on Lamar arm
Yeah,
as opposed to playing the game the way it need to be played.
yeah,
And that's one
exactly.
thing that I love about how we do it in Philly is like we don't necessarily need Hurts to go out there and throw 300 yards to validate what the media think of him.
That's what's really be holding a lot of teams back. Okay, boom, you got Joe Burrow, you got Lamar Jackson, but you still need a run game because it's just like you do whatever you do all season. All right, when you get to the postseason, teams taking that away or trying
Mhm.
to at least, and then you play right into their hands of you making yourself one dimensional. You gonna take Derrick Henry out the game because a lot of times they was taking Derrick Henry off the field. So it's
Every
like
third down.
what every third down and don't let them get behind. You ain't even gonna see the field. They get down two scores. Derrick Henry on the sideline. So
Nah, that didn't make no sense to me. We was literally the opposite.
exactly, and like you said, we called it all season. They going when they get to the postseason, they gonna lose because they didn't run the ball like they're supposed to. Derrick Henry is supposed to eat in that game.
He's supposed to eat all season.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be nipping on
Saquon,
Saquon Hills all year long. Now they was neck and neck for a little bit
all
till
time.
to the Rams game.
Yeah, that's
Then
when he just kind of like blew it out of the water.
yeah, when he had that 300-yard game, he put some distance between the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that's really all I wanted to cover in this one. Um, did you have anything else you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
Nah, you breaking up like a mother.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was
I
I ain't even doing nothing different. But but this been another dope episode of the Down South Philly Show. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be right back here next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all follow us, man. And always go birds.
Go Birds, baby.